Okay, I don't know why I do this every single time, but I film my intros after filming my video. Okay, quick disclaimer. Before this whole chat with me starts, I decided to, obviously cut and edit the video, but I'm going to be using a video call kind of filter thing because I like these things to feel like I'm chatting to a friend because you guys are my friends. So yeah, accept the video call and let's chat. Okay. Hi. This is very, very different from my usual content, or well, planned content. So, hi. I guess let's chat. This is very weird. Okay, I don't want to say weird. It feels very foreign and unusual to be speaking in front of a camera without any other, let's say, content in the video. I actually have no idea what compelled me to do this. Like, I've just been, I don't want to say rotting in bed either. I've just been resting, let's say. And for the past 1.5 months, I've had a lot of time to myself, basically discovering who I was, who I am as a person. Because following graduation, suddenly there's no more specific outline or, how do you say, certain rule book, a manual for my life. And it's very, I feel very lost in a sense. Or maybe it takes some getting used to. I don't know. You go through your youth, through school, like starting in September, then it ends in June, then you have your summer break, and then you do that for a couple of years until you graduate. And then you're what, 18, 19, 20? And suddenly you get thrown into the world and you're expected to just know what to do. And no one teaches you how to go through life. Like, you're just expected to know. Like this whole concept of, I can't tell you how to do it, you just have to know. But yeah, that's basically where I find myself right now. Probably a lot of you do too. And that's okay. I don't have a script for this either. Not at the moment. So I'm just speaking whatever comes to mind, and whatever flows just flows, I suppose. Yeah, suddenly having a lot of peace and silence in your life that you have to fill yourself. For context, I was in a long-term relationship for 4.5 years, and it's been about 1.5 months since we split up. I won't say too much about it, probably not now, also just to respect his privacy also. I mean, the people that know me know that I was in a very, very long relationship. It was a long distance relationship also, so yeah, we're probably gonna do another segment just for love and relationships, I guess, in the future. But either way, coming out of something that was long-term, may it be a friendship, a job, a relationship, or with most recent, a kind of routine like school, to be suddenly met with a sense of nothingness, nothing. It feels very odd and scary at times. Because suddenly you feel like you've lost all direction in life because there's no one telling you what to do anymore. And this is the scary part about adulting. Yeah, no one's going to live your life for you. No one's going to show up for you if you don't do it yourself. And I mean, having valuable relationships with family, friends, and romantic relationships Sure, they're important, but also at the end of the day, if everyone else leaves you, you're left with yourself. And if you don't know how to show up for yourself, what's left to do? You know? Speaking and thinking about that in a general sense, it's very, very scary. But then, because I grew up as a born-again Christian, so I was raised in a Christian household, I've always believed that there's always God who's with me, and I'm actually never truly alone, but also being human and, you know, living in this world we're in, it's very, very easy to forget the things that are important to you. And oftentimes I feel like these challenges that life throws at you are too big and just impossible to conquer. But then you need to remember, this goes for my fellow religious people or the people who believe in a higher being or other believers of Christ, that God doesn't place you in situations or battles that you can't overcome. And if you think about where you are today and remember all the things you've been through, you can just be thankful, you know, because everything that's happened to you made you who you are today. And everything happens for a reason, religious or not. Certain things happen to you to get you to the place you are today. And I think it's very, very important to remember that. But it's also extremely important to know that, as complicated or as absurd as it sounds, your past doesn't define you either. So maybe you did something bad back then, but you've changed. So that experience you've had shouldn't label you as a bad person, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and humans are made to make mistakes. The only problem is if you experience things, you make mistakes, but you don't learn from them. And I think that's a very, very hard truth. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. You might not know the reason now, tomorrow, or next week, or in a few months or years even. Eventually you'll come to terms with it had to happen for something else to be welcomed into your life, you know. I just realized I didn't even introduce myself. My name is dayscia. I'm 20 years old. I recently graduated from business school, and now I'm currently discovering myself in my 20s. So I guess this is part of my 20-something diaries. I was thinking of calling this segment, this part of my channel, the Dayscia's Diary Deep Dive. Dayscia's Deep Dives, because I might be a shy person, but I enjoy talking about things in complete detail, like those deep talks. I really, really do enjoy them, and I miss them because I haven't been able to have them a lot with other people. And I guess the reason why I'm recording this and myself talking, even if this is completely out of my comfort zone, is that the past 1.5 months I've been journaling again, just getting my thoughts out and pouring them out on a blank page, because having so much silence around me also gives me this danger of this risk of overthinking. And I'm very, very much a chronic overthinker. I'm a thought daughter. I'm the eldest daughter of 3 siblings, 3 kids in my family. And being an oldest child has its pros and cons. And I guess thinking a lot, even if it's about good or bad things, it does get tiring from time to time if you just keep it to yourself. So I've used journaling to just do a whole brain dump, I suppose. And sitting there, just writing, because I've been journaling without any prompts, or I've done like one or two prompts here and there, but journaling without prompts is pretty difficult because you're actually letting yourself just sit there with your thoughts and you just think. You just write and you just think. And I guess in doing that, I've been getting to know myself a bit better, and journaling and I guess talking to yourself in that sense, for me personally, gives me that freedom to express myself without having the fear of being judged. Generally, not having the fear of being perceived as this and that. I mean, I love my friends. I trust them. I'm very, very selective with my small group of friends because I value quality over quantity. But even if you're so close with other people, sometimes it's still scary to lay your heart bare in front of anyone else, because I think everyone can agree with what I'm about to say, is that you still have parts of yourself that you're scared of. You're scared to face and you're scared to accept. And everyone always preaches about self-love, acceptance, and all of that, but then, you know, most of the people I know, or everyone, really. Okay, let me rephrase. This concept of self-love is something I'm currently trying to learn to get comfortable with, because I'm sure many people can relate, and this is something I wish someone would have told me a long time ago, is that, you know, you have so much love. Like, you carry so much love for other people. Like, you just give it so freely. You just forgive. You care, and you just love other people. Then you struggle to do it for yourself. Loving yourself is easier said than done, and I personally also can't explain why. I can't love myself the way I love other people, but it's important, and I'm proud of myself to say that I'm trying to learn it more. Like, I'm being kinder to myself, and I think this should be a reminder that you should also just be kind to yourself, because you know you can be kind, you know you can love other people, and maybe other people have said it to you, expressed that you're kind, you're very loving, you're very caring, and I didn't expect this to go so deep, but seriously, be kind to yourself. You deserve it. You deserve the kindness that you give to other people. And I actually journaled about this a few weeks ago, and obviously journaling is very, very personal to everyone, but I felt like a lot of the things I said in here for myself, I feel like other people should hear also. So this is probably why I'm going to call this type of content, the diary deep dives, because I'm inviting you to my little personal space with my journal. And whilst journaling, I've been color coding with tabs, and while scrolling through TikTok, I came across this French content creator, writer, something like that, I don't know what to call it, but this guy writes messages and reads them out, like their voice notes from a call, but obviously they're in French, but he also adds English subtitles. And one of those voice messages stuck with me, so I wrote it down right here to keep for myself and also look back to in the future. And the people that know me know that I've learned French for a very long time, though my understanding is better than my speaking, because I just don't have anyone to speak and practice French with. But basically, the voice note started with him asking this question: do you want me to tell you what your biggest problem is? It was that you give without condition and you love so freely. And for you to love is more than just a verb or an idea. You never stop giving, and whatever happens, you keep loving and giving without expecting anything in return. Make you give your heart, you wear it on your sleeve, and let people take parts of it. So you give more than you have to give. But then, this unconditional love that you give is also something you can consider your biggest strength. Because loving someone or loving people is such a beautiful concept that people take so lightly. And it's incredible that you've been given this extremely big heart. It's so important. And I beg you, and I'm not just saying this to myself, but I'm also saying this to you. Don't ever let someone take that away from you, because in this world we're living in, we need to have more people like you. We need you. And if the world was going to end and we would have to pick someone to be the example, the blueprint on how a beautiful, peaceful, and perfect world would be, it would be you. I don't know if that made sense. I hope it made sense to some. But seriously, in this scary and selfish world, we need more people like you who love so selflessly, so kindly. Those people that always see the beauty in things, the good in things, even when they're in such a dark place. Not everyone has that ability, and I think I don't want to say that that's a talent or gift that's just given to you at birth. I do believe that it can be learned eventually. There's so many people that can just do it so effortlessly, And going back to, being a Christian, someone that gives so freely and loves so unconditionally, obviously, is God. And trying to live on this earth, spread the love, and, being created in His image, I feel everyone deserves to be treated with grace, with mercy and kindness. And this is something that's been mentioned to me, the way I handle things with people that weren't too kind with me. Apparently I have this talent or gift that I just remain kind to them. I guess I want to call it a sort of blessing and a curse, but I want to use the word curse. I myself as a person, no matter how much you've hurt me, done things to me, and just weren't, just did things you weren't or shouldn't have done, I can't bring myself to hate you or them. And this is a part of me that I'm still trying to understand why I'm this way, because in a sense, I feel like some people are. I'm too understanding for my own good, but I also feel that, this concept of karma, concept of treating other people the way you want to be treated, it will definitely come back to you tenfold, hundredfold, whatever, just be multiplied, because you reap what you sow. So if you spread kindness, you'll get kindness back. And as much as it sucks, if you spread unkindness, hatred, and pain and suffering, eventually that's what you'll receive in return. Being too understanding of people, as much as it hurts, I know that there's a reason for it, and I'm not kind just so other people are kind to me. It's just a value of mine that's so deeply ingrained into my being, the kind of person I am. That's why I jokingly say I have my other friends there to be more on the not so nice side for me, because every single time when something happens, they always tell me, no, you're being too kind, you should be meaner, you should, if it was me in the situation, I would have cussed this person out left and right and everything. And I'll just jokingly say, of course you can do it for me, I won't do it because I can't. But yeah, I don't even know where my whole thought process just went. We jumped from one thing to another, but I guess that's just how the mind works. First, it was actually going to be this kind of introduction video on getting to know me, but the mind has its ways. You may watch it, you may not watch it. It might just be some random video that pops up on your recommendation or one you just randomly see, but if you watched it, that's great. I guess I want to thank you for spending time with me also, and hopefully any part or anything I talked about resonated with you, and I hope you felt heard in one way or another, because I know how much it sucks to not be heard. Yeah, this was a first not messy, this was a roller coaster of emotions, a very, very personal but also liberating form of content for me, I guess. And you know, if my words help even one person today, I'll be very thankful for that, then that's all I'll be glad about. Yeah, that's it for today's diary deep dive. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless. I love you. Bye.